Okay, this time we have Oklahoma. On the dais from Oklahoma, we have the following. Coach Gasso, student athletes in no particular order. Nicole Mendez, Shay Knighten, Fale Avu, Paige Laurie, and Paige Parker. Coach, general comments about the game, then we can open up for questions.
Epic battle. I don't know what else. I mean, that was it. This is one of the greatest games, I think, in College World Series history, I would guess. It was like two heavyweight fighters throwing punch after punch. Florida just kept answering everything that we put out there, and we tried to answer back, and it was a game of will, a game of team, a game of character. We were running out of gas a little bit, but they just kept fighting. I could not tell you, I will never forget the pitching duo here and how they tag teamed. It was an emotional roller coaster of a game, and one that I will never, ever, ever, ever forget.
All right, we're going to open up for questions, and remember with the pages, we need a last name. Right here.
James Hale, Sports Talk 1400, The Ref. Patty, as that game continued, you would huddle, and can you kind of give us an idea what you were telling your team through that, especially when you would throw a haymaker and they would counter punch and you'd have to go back out again?
I think all of us coaches were just like, hang in there, keep fighting, and that's been what got us here. So, and almost, although our backs aren't against the wall for our season to be over, it started to feel like that, like we just survive, just keep surviving. It was crazy. They just kept going. Both teams, not just ours. Both teams just kept going, kept playing hard.
Hey, Patty, the fact that this game, went 17, but the quality of this game, I mean, there wasn't fluke plays. I mean, that sort of thing wasn't out there. How do you put that into context with all the softball you've seen over the years and the stakes that were on the field tonight and just the manner with which these two teams played?
Like I said, I think it was just an epic battle. Two teams that know the importance of winning this first game and putting everything out there. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. No one wanted to walk off that field losing, and that's what it felt like for 17 innings. It never stopped.
All right, young lady here.
Oh, Paige Lowry, Nikki K, Channel 4. So many of you guys talk about being little girls and dreaming of this situation, and you were standing in the circle, one strikeout, 17th inning game. What does that feel like for you with the crowd on their feet cheering you on?
As crazy as it sounds, I try to keep the same mindset every time I go out on the field, because if I make it too big, then it just gets out of control. So I just tried to focus on the pitch that I was throwing.
Go ahead, Ryan. Oh, you go then, Graham.
Joey Helmer, OUinsider.com. For Shay and Nicole, twice in extra innings you guys took the lead, and twice they came back. How were you guys able to stay poised after they came back and tied up with you guys?
Shay first.
I think we just kind of stuck together. We knew that they were going to punch, and it was up to us to kind of punch back and want to fight back and not want to back down. And an extra innings game like that is crazy, and in the World Series it's even crazier and insane, but we just kind of stuck together and knew that what we wanted, we weren't going to be denied, and we were going to leave it all out there.
Nicole.
We just kind of came up there with the mindset that we weren't going to be denied, that we were going to have the will to win, that there was no way that we were going to walk off that field with any ounce of regret. And we just kind of left blood, sweat, and tears out there on the field.
Graham.
For Shay, just as a batter, how do you stay focused when it's inning after inning and it's those two pitchers who are so different going back and forth between them? How do you stay focused? How do you stay sane out there with that?
I just kind of think to myself, you can do this. Just stick to your mechanics, stay within yourself, do it for your teammates, and not try to be too big, not try to be the hero. And I was just thinking one pitch at a time. Just focus one pitch at a time, and something will happen. So.
All right, gentleman here, then Holly.
Jerry Lee Willard Jr., the College Sports Report. Coach, talk about the chess match of pitcher to pitcher, being in the circle and making the right move at the right time going back and forth with Lowry and Parker?
Well, I think it was probably a surprise to some that we started Paige Lowry, but it was a team decision. It was a pitching staff, coaching staff decision. These two were right with us when we talked about it, and then we presented it to the team, and they were all for it. So I loved what she did, and I loved what Paige did, and I loved what Paige Lowry did to come back in, and you saw Florida doing the same exact thing. So we were almost mirroring each other in what our strategies were. So, man, it was an emotional roller coaster for both of them. They came in and they felt like, I could have shut that down. It was highs and lows, and for Paige Lowry especially to finish on the note that she did is, to me, the highlight of our season.
Holly.
Holly wrote ESPN Paige Lowry. I wanted two thoughts as you were walking back onto the field from the bullpen. The bases, I think, loaded in a big situation there, and then the last strikeout. Will you take me through your mind in those two situations?
When I first came back in, I was just thinking that I'm kind of coming back in like a closing role. Paige Parker has pitched 7 innings, so it's kind of like I'm closing another game. So I just tried to have a closing mindset with that. And then the last strikeout, I just wanted to hit my spot, and I visualized her swinging over it, and it went where it needed to go.
Parker, just talk about being in the moment, going from one emotion to the other, in the game, out of the game, watching from the dugout, and then being out in the circle.
I think it's just staying locked in, no matter where you are in the game. If you're in the circle or if you're in the dugout, it's just staying locked in constantly. You know, I wanted to stay with Paige every single pitch whenever I was in the dugout, and I could feel her with me every single pitch whenever I was on the mound. So I think just trying to be level-headed and stay locked in constantly is the key whenever you have those kinds of situations.
All right. John, young lady, then young lady.
Patty, John McKelvey with Norman Transcript. How did you handle dealing with the pitching matchups, knowing that you've got potentially maybe even 2 more games after this one, and you've got Mariah Lopez, who's fresh, and you got Nicole Mendez, who's fresh?
I can't even answer that right now because I haven't even. I got to check in on these guys and see.
I meant during the game.
During the game? Yeah. Why was I?
How do you manage the 2 pitchers knowing that you got to pitch 2 more games?
I got you. Okay. I was just going with what was hot and what we thought would be effective. So to put 2 freshmen out there right now in this heated battle just didn't seem fair to them at that moment. So I just stuck with these 2 in their experience.
All right.
Sam Gannon, Fox 25, Oklahoma City, for Nicole and Fale. Just what was it like being a part of a game like this? It just kind of knowing that the stage that you ladies are on and what you're trying to accomplish, just what was it like being a part of tonight that will go down as one of the greatest games ever played?
It was a fun game overall. I mean, it was a dogfight back and forth. Our team was not going to be denied, and we felt the power of 3 with our fans out there with our hands up, and that was a good feeling to see everybody had each other's backs. Everybody was going to be a leader, and no one was going to give up.
2 more. It's on you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nicole. I apologize.
Yeah? Okay. I just will never forget this game as long as I live. I don't think I'll ever play in a game like this ever again. And it was an honor to be a part of. And I think I speak for the whole team whenever I say that it was with the power of 3. And it was with the will to win and the determination. And I think that Florida is a great team, and I think that it was a great battle.
Sorry about that. Nah, it's you.
Brooke Pryor with the Oklahoman. For both pages, starting with Paige Lowry, you've said before that you enjoy the closer role and how you've kind of adapted to that. How do you change your mindset then starting this game after not starting for about a month or so? And then Paige Parker, like you guys kind of reversed roles. How do you handle that in your mindset?
I mean, we talked about it as a pitching staff and a coaching staff this morning, and we came to the decision that I was going to start this morning, and I just try to keep the same mindset, I guess, just take it one pitch at a time and stay in the moment, and, I don't know, just fight. I wanted to do it for everyone.
I would agree with Paige. It's just kind of keeping the same mindset of just, trying to win every pitch. And I think earlier in the season, we had some situations where Paige started and I came in to close, and I think that was like a good thing to go back to of how that felt, and just trying to channel those experiences helped us today, I think.
All right. Follow up?
Follow up. Patty, like you said, it was kind of a surprise to some. You said, you guys came to a determination this morning. What was it that you guys decided to start, Paige? What were kind of the factors in that?
The history of how we've used Paige Parker was just starting every game. So I thought, what the heck? Let's try. We felt like Barnhill was going to come out, so it was two flamethrowers going at it. It was good old-fashioned softball. So that's kind of what?
Flamethrowers.
Did I say it wrong? No. Okay. Why is that funny? Two hard-throwing pitchers. It's good to see them go against each other. That's kind of what we felt might happen. I think they may have been really planning for Paige Parker, so it was just throwing a wrench in there.
Now we have two more, young man, then young lady.
Matt Hofeld with Heartland Sports. Shay, this is for you. They had battled back after Nicole's home run and then Folly's home run. They battled back. Your home run gave you the biggest lead of the night. Did you kind of get a sense that maybe that was a backbreaker, kind of the third time's a charm type deal? And then also, can you talk about the pitch? Was it something you were looking for, or what were you thinking as you left the yard?
Well, you could never think anything as a backbreaker or any kind of thing with a team like Florida, because like they did all game, they came back. And it was just, we were going to fight for whatever we could. And in my at-bat, I was just looking to find a pitch in the zone that I can hit hard. I wasn't looking for really a particular pitch. It was just something, I knew she was throwing hard, so it's just get there. Just get there. And if it was in the zone, I was going to swing. So.
All right, that is it. Coach, ladies, thank you.
Do you need a softball bat? Do you want to save $30? SoftballJunk.com is offering an additional $30 discount off the price of all non-sale softball bats on their website. That's right, $30. So the next time you buy a bat, go to SoftballJunk.com and enter the code FPTV30 during checkout. And wham! You just put a cool $30 in your pocket. This show is a member of the Fastpitch TV network. See all of our shows and blogs at www.fastpitch.tv